Not everyone writes songs the same way, but everyone keeps making the exact same how to write lyrics for songs YouTube videos. I didn't start writing songs until I was in my 40s, so maybe my perspective's a little different on this, but one thing that I got stuck on was how do you actually come up with the words that you're going to use in your song? Like, I literally got stuck at the first word. Every video that I saw talked about the structure of the sentence or the imagery of the words that you use, the emotion, and those are all very valuable things, but I was stuck at literally step one, choose the first word, and I couldn't even do that because anytime I picked a word, it just sounded terrible. It sounded silly. It didn't sound like this can't actually be a song, and I needed a way to move past that. Because for me, it was literally the one thing that was holding me back. At the end of the day, it was a simple mindset change, and if even one person writes their first song because of this video, then the whole thing's worth it. I only recently started music production and teaching myself how to write songs. I didn't know what anything was. What's a track? Why does my microphone sound so bad? How do I get my guitar into a track? Like if I played a C on guitar with the capo on 3 and I wanted to play the chords on the piano, nope, I don't know how to do that. I have to Google how to translate. So it felt like the questions would never end. Anyway, once I figured out how to make a loop, and that it's even in that in and of itself was a process. Without really thinking about it, I just started making layers. Like I recorded a couple chords on the guitar, and then I went back and just plucked some strings that sounded good along with that, and that was all I needed. After that, I just started, I'd add piano, I found the bass, I found the drums, and dude, I did not stop for like 12 straight hours, I feel like. I was hooked. After a little while, though, I had something that reminded me of the kind of music that I used to listen to on SoundCloud, just super chill, lo-fi, no vocals. I sent it to my phone, and I put it out in the living room for my wife to listen to, and she's like, it sounds like a video game. And I was crushed. But why? Why did it sound like a video game? Like I heard something entirely different than what she heard. How do I fix that? So thus began music production, actually trying to figure out what makes a song sound better. So I, back to the drawing board. So I sat in my studio. I'm going to have to come up with lyrics, aren't I? I'm going to have to sing. I've never sang. I don't know how to sing. Don't even know if I can sing. For like the 18th time while trying to write my first song, I felt like I was back at square one and I had to learn something new again. I watched a few tutorials on like how to write song lyrics, but it all to me was skipping over my issue, which was everything felt wrong. Like every word I chose felt wrong. If I said a sentence, it was just like, no, like that's not I just was convincing myself that everything was not good enough, I guess. I decided to come at it from a fresh perspective. I knew I needed to tell a story. I need a central topic. I chose a special day that my wife and I shared many years ago. We went paddleboarding at the beach. She doesn't really like being out on the water like that, so she was scared, but we were on one paddleboard, and then it started like softly raining. There weren't any waves. It was friggin' beautiful. And to me, it was a very memorable experience. So I have something easy for me to talk about. And I'm like, wait a minute. If I can just talk about something and use that. So I was like, I started freaking out. I was like, all right, I think I got this. I'm just going to ask myself questions and come up with the answers and sing them. So I was like, instead of notes about what I might sing, I had questions on my notepad, and then I played the song and I just put the loop on, and I was just thinking, it's like, what's the story about? Who are the characters? What's the setting? What was the weather like? What were there people in the background? Just describe all of the details. And just by doing that, I was able to come up with the words like the first try. Like I just said it along with the verse. I mean, I messed up like the notes and how to sing the words, but like that to me now is one of the most fun parts, going back and like re-singing a verse while you're figuring out how it wants to sound or how you want it to sound, and it just starts sounding better and better and you get into it. My favorite part of this whole process right now. Right after, like, as soon as I got done and I was like, oh my God, I actually like completed a song, the only thing that I wanted to do was start the next one. And that cycle has not stopped. I travel for work and I spend a lot of time at work, but I also have a lot of downtime and I'm able to wear my headphones. And so I'll just bounce out like a 5 or 6 minute section of the song, either like a verse or a chorus or even like the whole arrangement. Look at my questions on the notepad and just go through. I've written some of my favorite songs that way at work, and I was really happy that I found a way to utilize my time, not just, in my studio at home, but anywhere, really, finding the time to write songs. Learning music production and songwriting and all of this every day continues to be one of the most rewarding things that I've ever done in my life. You're never too old to start. You just got to get past any of the mental hurdles that might be in your way. So I'm hoping that this helped you. Let me know in the comments below if it did, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.